Are you a government employee standing at a crossroad, trying to decide whether to retire or resign from GEPF? Do you daydream of the freedom to invest as you wish, grow your capital, and ensure that your hard-earned money benefits your family? Now, resignation could offer this, but what if I told you that resigning might not always be the best option? Yes, you heard right. As counterintuitive as it sounds, there are instances when retiring might be a better choice. Now, retirement can be restrictive, let's face it. The GEPF controls your capital. They decide where to invest. They decide on your annual increase. They even decide on what happens to your money when you pass away. Now, with all this control in their hands, why would you choose retirement? See, the answer, there are hidden signs that you can look out for that may suggest retirement might be a better option for you. Now, in this video, I will reveal 3 of these hidden signs. I will share with you the circumstances under which retiring, not resigning, might be a better option for you. Now, ignoring all these signs might lead you down a path of failure and regret. See, the decision to retire or resign is a significant one. It's more than just control over your money. It's about your future and your family's future. Now, if you want to get more clarity in terms of what these options are, stick around because this video will change the way that you analyze and look at retirement and resignation. Let's get started with the first secret that I want to share with you. Today, the first sign is coming in terms of this lack of financial discipline. Lack of financial discipline. Now, what do I mean when I'm saying lack of financial discipline? You see, you've been living your life in a certain way throughout, right? Throughout this point. And usually your members aiming at retiring or resigning, unless you're going through some challenges, let's assume that you are 55 or older. It's a pretty long time. And you might be working for government maybe for 20 plus years. So you've got a long, like lots of years of service, right? Lots of years of service. The thing is, when you get to this point of retiring or resigning, you need to be in a very strong position financially, right? Because let's go analyze what takes place in the case of resignation. You know that money is flowing away from GEPF and there's a lot more control that you have of your money. Remember, when it's within GEPF, they are controlling it for you. They are controlling the increases. They are controlling how much income you're going to get. They're even controlling the lump sum, right? But when you move the money away, so when you move it away to an approved fund, and obviously you've got to go into the details of what type of approved fund, right? Then you have options to draw out one of this, like up to a third in cash, and you can invest the balance, the 2/3. Now, all of this you are in control of, meaning you are in control of what's the approved fund to use. You're in control of where exactly the money gets invested when it's in the approved fund, how much you're taking out as a 1/3, you're in control of that. You're also in control on how much you're taking out as a 2/3, right? So you're in control of everything that's happening here. Now, where's the challenge? See, if you've had a lack of financial discipline, if you're coming to this point, whatever your retirement or resignation age is, but you're reaching that stage and you find yourself not having managed money well, meaning there's huge amount of debt that you have in place without a clear plan into how you're going to get this thing settled, right? If you're coming to this age and you see that you haven't managed money well, see, it's not managed well. Basically, you haven't been able to save much. Whatever came in, you were spending. There's no savings that you've got elsewhere, no retirement annuity, no other bank savings or any type of investments, right? So money hasn't been managed well. There's a lot of debt, lots of responsibilities that are on your plate still, right? Then it means that you run a risk because what happens on the retiring side, GEPF is forcing the income to you, right? Meaning you can't take any more, which means you're controlled. They're giving you a box, you have to fit yourself in the box. They give you the income, you have to manage with that income. They give you the lump sum gratuity, you have to manage with the lump sum gratuity, you see? You can't go back and adjust it, which means whatever your circumstances are, you have to somehow make do with that. Now, when it comes to resigning from GEPF, there's a lot more control here, meaning you can get a much higher lump sum than your lump sum that you're getting here. The 1/3, usually, if you follow the videos that I've shared previously, your 1/3 is usually much higher than the lump sum gratuity that you collect. So you're able to access more money. You can also access a much higher income, as I've shared in previous videos, than what you get if you were going to retire. So if that's the case, now you want to know this element, right? If you lack financial discipline, you could put yourself in a position where you're taking too much. If you take too much, you end up paying too much in tax. If you take too much of income, your capital could start to reduce. You see? So if you're getting to the stage and you're lacking financial discipline, you're not sure how to manage money well, there's too much of debt, money is not managed well, this could become a problem with you, especially if the second secret that I want to share with you, hidden sign, is not solved, right? And the second sign that I want to share with you is wanting the cheapest advisor. I see this happening so often with members resigning from GEPF, right? And what you've got to understand is ultimately you're going to get what you pay for. So imagine yourself wanting to go on a holiday and you are holidaying at a 3-star hotel. So 3-star hotel, mind my star picture. If you're paying the price of a 3-star hotel, right, won't you get the value back for a 3-star hotel? See, and the same here. If you are paying the price for a 5-star hotel, won't you get the value back for that? You see, what you have to bear in mind is you're going to need to get an advisor. If you don't know about tax, if you don't know about investing, if you don't know the GEPF resignation process, that's fine. But then it means you have to get an advisor who understands that. And if your focus is to get the cheapest advisor, you have to bear in mind advisors typically work on commission only. And because they're working on commission only, and you have a large amount of money, there might be a tendency, as I've seen, to show you the lowest fee. So let's say your advisor doesn't know about saving how to tax, right? They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to invest money well. They can't show you solutions on how to do that. They're not sure how to manage your finance, right? In terms of your income, your other policies, it's not a complete solution. Or they're not assisting you in terms of medical aid. They're unable to help. So if your advisor is not able to bring value to you, they can't do these things, then the value is going to come in terms of this price. So all that the advisor is going to do for you is they're going to say, hey, listen, I'm going to charge you a low price, see, which might be tempting. It might be tempting. And this is why I said to you, this is a hidden sign. If your focus is on getting the cheapest advisor, it's easy to get. You can get someone to charge you even zero. But I want you to think about it. If someone's charging you zero, isn't that a scam? Isn't that a catch? That's going to be in the back of your mind. Because who will do all this planning to ensure that you're never going to run out of money, plus save on tax, plus invest, plus ensure that your financial decisions are secure without earning an income? So if your focus is on getting the cheapest advisor, ultimately you're going to get what you pay for. The quality of this is going to be significantly poor. Now remember, you're in control of this. You are the person who decides on who the advisor is. So you want to analyze this thing extremely carefully, which then leads me to the third point that I want to share with you, right? It's lack of trust in the advisor. And why am I saying this? Is if we head back in terms of your decision of whether you should retire or resign. See, what we were sharing here, it's retire or resign. Remember, if you are aiming at retiring, your advisor is GEPF because you're basically saying to GEPF, I trust you. I trust you with managing my money. I trust you with the income. I trust you with the increases. You're basically saying GEPF becomes the advisor. If you are aiming at resigning, you are now going out to choose your own advisor. See, you have to choose your own advisor. And the hardest thing to build in both instances, and you can tell me if I'm right, you can post a comment below. The hardest thing to build is trust. The hardest thing to build is trust. And I see this with members. So let's go analyze this because I want to share with you why you have to trust your advisor. You see, even if you engage with me and you have a look at the testimonials that I've put together, you have a look at case studies, you speak to some of the members that I've helped, and you see that I've been able to put them in a position where they've saved a fortune on tax. The investing has been so good that they've grown the capital. These members are secure. They have access to medical aid. See, you might connect with these members. You might see these things that they have on place, even in terms of being able to leave a legacy. They are in a position to do all these things. And these might be things that you like. However, if you do not have the trust in your advisor, if you don't have that trust in me, if I'm your advisor, you are not going to be able to follow through on that. So I might be a great advisor to you. I might share the things that you have to do in order to save on tax. But remember, I'm not driving the car, I'm the GPS. You're driving the car. So if you don't trust me as the GPS, you're not going to follow the advice. you're constantly going to question it. You're going to maybe seek opinion from other advisors, which means we're not able to move forward smoothly. See, this is why trust becomes a big issue. And I'll share with you just now again on how to conquer it. I'll remind you, I've done it in previous videos. So you can have the best advisor, as I shared here. It could be a 5-star advisor. But if you're not able to follow through on the advice, then you put yourself, it's almost shooting yourself in the foot, right? You're paying a high price, you're paying to get the good value. It's there, it's available, but you're just not in a position to act on that advice because you haven't established the trust. You see, now trust is one of those elements that can be built, but in order to build that, you need time. See, trust is going to be built over a period of time. So as I've shared with you previously, this is where you are now. This is where you are now, and only you are in control of this. Right? Only you are in control. I'm going to say X is the point that you're going to make a decision. It does not matter whether you're going to retire at this point or whether you are going to resign. It doesn't matter. See, that decision can come. But you want to start establishing some trust now, because right now you already have GEPF as your advisor. Would you agree? Because they're already investing money for you. Now you want to be able to test this out with a new advisor. See, you want to aim to get a specialist, someone who's specializing in GEPF, and you want to test this out, right? Now, let's just say you run a test, and it's easy to test. As I've shared with you before, you can test using your current retirement annuity. You can do a small investment. You can review your existing plans. You can test these things, right? But when you start doing a test, what you are doing with the advisee is you're checking to see are you in a position to save me on tax? Do you really know how to do investing? Do you understand GEPF? See, have you got experience working with them? So when you start to test in that way, it then puts you in a stronger position, because at a later stage, if you are considering resigning, now you've already built this trust, right? So what you want to do is you want to start now, again, to try and establish that trust, because in the end here, you want to be able to move on. See, you must have overcome the trust issue, because that's the only way that you're going to start to maximize this. If you haven't been able to overcome it, then naturally you're not going to be able to take full advantage of this. So I hope the video has been helpful. Remember, the decision on retiring or resigning ultimately will hinge in your, it rests in your hands, right? And what you're looking for, as I've shared before, it's not about retiring or resigning. It's more about which option is going to put you in the best possible position financially. So if you found the video helpful, I want you to post a comment below. What are the other signs that you think might be things that are holding you back, right? So post a comment below to let me know. If you've not already subscribed, I encourage you to do that. And please share this video. You know, it's important for GEPF members to stand together as a community. YouTube offers a free platform for you. So share this video with one of your colleagues to help empower them to make better decisions financially. And I will catch you in the next video.